surprising news broke just earlier today in regards to what's going on with Shohei in the Dodgers right now. Reports are that the translator that's been following him around for some time, helping him as he continues to get fully ingratiated in here in LA, has been behind the scenes taking a lot of money from him, excuse me, and placing bets through illegal bookies in California to try to cash out beyond the investment that already was there, being alongside Shohei. Alec, what are your first thoughts on the news that broke with Shohei and his interpreter there?
Yeah, that was a huge shock. I mean, obviously, like, this was the story of the day was supposed to be that this was their first game of the season, you know, and playing the Seoul series in Korea. Yeah. And obviously happy that they got the win there. But, well, when this news broke this afternoon, I was like, what? Because as you mentioned, like, we've been seeing this guy's face a lot now that Shohei's with the Dodgers, and he's been his main interpreter. We've been seeing him a lot in media interviews. To find out that it definitely gave me some Alan Foster vibes back with the Triple Bs.
He was taking notes. He was taking notes.
To find out that he's stolen like $4.5 million from Ohtani. Right. That was crazy to see. Obviously, maybe it is a little bit like a drop in the bucket for a guy like Ohtani, but still, that's a lot of money to most of us. So yeah, that was definitely crazy to hear.
I hope all that gets resolved, and tough that he's going through that. But it shines a light on a bigger issue that's been touched on a couple of times over the last few months, especially as it's gotten big. And just to talk about sports gambling in general, we see that the interpreter, and my apologies on his name, I don't want to get his name wrong in it. But he, amongst others, were using the money they were getting to put a whole lot of parlays down and do whatever they need to do to try to cash out and double down on the money that they thought they had. And it's become a growing issue. Recently, we just saw Tyrese Halliburton on the NBA side not deal with any issues of his own, or just come out and speak against it, talking about how he feels almost dehumanized by how fans look at him just essentially as a prop. Were his words. And nobody cares how he feels, and he's just helping them make money on DraftKings and all kinds of stuff. Definitely is a tough situation as sports gambling continues to rise. Do you think, as it has risen in recent years, that already has gone overboard, or that Tyrese should kind of just get over himself a little bit and make sure he catches out as need be? How are you feeling about that?
Well, I think if he had been playing a little bit better of late, he might not have had this quote come out. I think the fans are probably on his ass a little bit now, because he started off playing like a superstar this season, and he's trailed off a bit since coming back from injury. I think he'll be all right, though. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely understand the point, and he's not the first player to kind of bring this up in terms of how the interaction between fans and players now has become a lot of vitriol over missed bets not cashing because of player props and all that kind of stuff. And obviously they're not playing for that. Like, they're playing to compete and get wins and to earn their money and earn their contracts that they're making. But it's become a kind of weird dynamic where fans are now like getting really ugly about how players perform or don't perform. And it can be funny. Like, I know there's that funny TikToker who does like the the guys that he's not betting on anymore. The ban list. Yeah. That dude's funny. It's funny when you kind of do it in jest, but when you're like talking crazy, calling guys out their name, like placing threats because they didn't hit your slip and all that, it gets kind of insane. And we've seen in the NFL how gambling has gotten crazy on that side. And we've had several players get fines and suspensions because of betting on their own games, betting on their team's players.
And then you talked about there was a situation with the Jags where the ex-employee stole $22 million.
Insane.
Legendarily bad. Fantasy sports better, putting all kinds of money down trying to cash out on parlays. And before we get more into it, what's cracking me up about this page, as you hear about that, and he says legendarily bad and how he's using stealing the money to put bets down. You look to the right, and there's all these ads for sports betting just down the page.
Prize picks.
Causing all these issues, they're still going to keep promoting it and try to cash out as best as they can. So to the question, I do think it has gone a little bit overboard. There's a new app, a new site every week. It seems like
ads every couple minutes.
Trying to make their own betting sites and all of that. And yeah, there has to be some sort of regulation to it because folks are now doing all kinds of shady things to cash out on it. It's leading to a lot of folks doing a lot of behind the scenes things that are not good for all parties involved, and the fans are not treating athletes with the respect that they deserve either. And right. It's been nasty across the board. So needs some sort of regulation. I don't know all the ins and outs of that and what that would entail, but something's got to change with all that continues to go on with this stuff for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you understand why, like you said, it's on the side banner right now with all the ads. Like, you understand why these leagues are kind of promoting it too, because it's a huge driver of public interest in the games. Like, it helps the viewership, I'm sure, but then also it's a huge influx of money, like, for these associations. So like they're gonna keep pushing it when you have those partnership deals with the NFL and DraftKings and NBA and FanDuel and like that. Like, it makes economic sense for the leagues to push it, but it doesn't make the best mental health, I guess, sense for the fans and for the players. And for the players when fans are going at players so negatively. So it definitely, it's kind of a vicious cycle because you can understand why it's become so popular. And it's fun, like it's fun for us when we do DFS or place bets or whatever here and there. But it can get ugly, especially when it gets high stakes too.
Yeah. Folks don't, both with the ads you talked about continue to pop up and just the ease of access for it. Folks don't really know how to control themselves with it. I joked with you a while ago, like, hey, I lost a big bet a while ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop for a while. Didn't seem like a lot of folks. Not even saying that like trying to boast myself, but just folks in general don't seem to have a lot of control with it just yet. Like, they're trying to go and cash out wherever they can right now, and they're gonna throw their money wherever they can, and wherever the last little $20 they can get to put a little slip in, they're gonna try to cash out. And if not, you're gonna see, as you kind of see in the comments over here on this page I pulled up to find his quote, there are a lot of folks in here quietly like mad, like, oh, for years we helped make them money, now it's our turn.
We help them make money.
That's not exactly how this works, but that's how fans feel, and there are a lot of folks that have those same sentiments, and there's got to be a better understanding of how this entertainment now works. So got some work to do. Hope that we find better ways to cater to our athletes as these things continue to go on, and hopefully back to our first topic with Shohei, his issues, that all gets resolved with that, and we don't see Shohei go down his own road. People were talking about him being on his low key MJ and made his boy the fall guy.
He got money to blow. He got money to blow.
Gotta do what you gotta do. But hope everybody finds better ways to handle just the sports gambling and all this stuff that's taken off over the last
1-800-GAMBLER is free to call.
1-800 get help. Make the call. You are a friend. I'm laughing, but I'm for real. Make that call.
Hey, gambling addiction is a real thing, man.
Absolutely. So, interesting things going on with that. We'll continue to address that, and more on a serious note, sports-wise, we'll continue to talk about Shohei and what's going on with the Dodgers on the field as the season gets underway. Very excited for that. So continue to stay tuned in that regard, and make sure you're following LA Sports Report for continued conversations about it. Going on from there.